India and Israel are strategic partners. The expansion of defense and security partnership is in focus during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Israel. DD India correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh brings us more.
On day 2 of his official visit to Israel, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold bilateral talks with his Israeli counterpart PM Benjamin Netanyahu. India-Israel defense cooperation remains one of the most robust and strategically vital bilateral partnerships, evolving from arms imports to joint development, co-production and technology sharing. It is driven by shared security concerns, including terrorism. Following the Gaza conflict, Israel is actively executing strategic pivot to Asia to diversify its economic, tech and defense partnerships. Between 2020 and 2024, Israel supplied 13% of India's total arms imports, while India accounted for 34% of Israel's defense exports. An MOU was inked in 2025 to enable sharing of advanced tech and promote co-development and co-production of defense equipments. Israel's expertise in air defense could be an important addition to India's arsenal.
I see India and Israel defense tie as a completely partnership shared by together regional environment. India faces persistent security pressures, but it also had many escalation risks. That is why it invests in tools that create decision time and operational flexibility. Air defense, ISR, drones, counter-drones, precision, and cyber. The Israeli advantage is not only equipment, but the ability to integrate systems and learn quickly under pressure.
As India expands its defense infrastructure and indigenous manufacturing capability, Israel continues to be an important partner, especially with its expertise in tech and innovation. Prime Minister Modi's visit to Israel is expected to achieve a new breakthrough in security cooperation. With camera person Anand Kumar, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India, Jerusalem.
And DD India's Shubhendu Ghosh joins us from Jerusalem. Hi Shubhendu, very good morning to you from India. What does the day look like as far as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's engagements are concerned? Shubhendu.
Good morning, Siddharth. The very first engagement that Prime Minister would have would be to visit the Yad Vashem Museum. It's basically a Holocaust Remembrance Center. It is very central to the identity of the Israeli state. In fact, it is one of the diplomatic protocol for all head of states and governments. When they visit Israel, they go and pay their respect at Yad Vashem. Prime Minister, when he came in 2017 during his first official visit, had also gone there. It's a very poignant, profound place which sort of preserves the memory, the legacy of millions of people who perished in the Nazi Holocaust.
Right.
So that would be Prime Minister's first engagement, Siddharth. And thereafter, Prime Minister would be calling on the President of Israel, President Herzog. Besides that, the focus, the highlight of the day would of course be the bilateral talks between the delegations of Prime Minister Modi and the Prime Minister Netanyahu. Most of issues in focus, as we've been telling our viewers, that India and Israel are strategic partners.
Right.
And they've been strategic partners for past many years, 9 years since that elevation of relationship to strategic partnership. And now the conditions are absolutely appropriate to sort of elevate, take further the partnership in diverse domains, and that is the expectations here. In innovation, science and technology in particular, there is a lot of interest and focus. Last evening, in fact, after delivering that historic address at the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, Prime Minister met a number of Israeli innovators who presented their innovation in the manner in which India and Israel could cooperate, how their innovations could in fact be taken up further in India and benefit the peoples of both the countries. So those are some of the highlights of the day before Prime Minister wraps up his visit and returns home.
Definitely. Indeed, Shubhendu, it's a historic visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Just talk to us about the overall mood there in Jerusalem. What are people saying and how happy is the diaspora? Shubhendu.
Pardon, Mr. Harsh.
It's okay.
Very windy here.
It's okay. I can understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So the visit is very, very positive. Also, we saw Prime Minister's Knesset address yesterday, the medal that he was accorded, also the standing ovations that he received, all speak volumes about the manner in which people here in Israel, the leadership here, looks at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's persona. There is a great degree of positivity also amongst the people. There are some 20,000 Indian workers who live and work in Israel. If you look at the Jews of Indian origin who moved to Israel, the number goes up to over 80,000.
Right.
So that positivity continues to define the relationship, Siddharth, between Israel and India. And this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is seen in that sense, taking forward the very close ties between the countries, the cultural performances, the connectedness that people of India and Israel feel, all of that on display during Prime Minister's visit.
Definitely, Shubhendu, and we'll keep taking updates from you throughout the day. Thank you so much. We'll leave it there right now. Thank you.